All right. So I guess tonight's topic, as you can see, Jonathan Woolley's sporting some fancy pants glasses there today. He's going to show us how smart he is or is not. Anyway, tonight's topic is going to
Maybe you
be
guys will think I'm smart if I wear these.
maybe. But again, we went over this last night. It's podcast. Most people can't see you.
I'm wearing very smart sunglasses.
They're
Wait,
not
not even
sunglasses.
sunglasses,
Yeah.
like seeing glasses.
See, already an idiot. We're quick on the trigger tonight. Anyway, tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about how we pick feature cars for both the magazine and the website. Um,
It's true.
we have our own unique way of doing it. And of course, I'm the business guy, so this is Mr. Woolley's forte. So I'm going to kind of let him take over a little bit.
What's
That
up,
would be you
guys?
taking over.
How's everybody doing? Okay, so I get asked pretty regularly how we find feature cars. And the honest truth is, there's no real formula. Um, we kind of, honestly, we're always looking for the wild cards, not cars, but cards. We're looking for, with S3 at least, the element of surprise kind of trumps nice.
Hmm.
Um, we're looking for kind of exciting over top tier, or we're looking for the unexpected over the perfect. Um, Not that perfection is, a turnoff by any means, but we're looking for excitable cars, and that's kind of always the way it has been. We're not trying to fit a specific mold. We're definitely not trying to. Some magazines, some media outlets out there try and set trends. We don't
Hmm.
necessarily try and set the trends. We've never been the type of magazine to think that we're trendsetters or that we have followers or anything like that. We just try to follow the trends. So whenever I see something, and again, it can be budget or it can be baller, but whenever I see somebody do something that I think could kind of shift, a style or a focus point or something performance oriented or something like that. Or maybe it's a new type of chassis that I feel like has been overlooked, and then we find one and it's like, yes, man, like, why aren't more people messing with this? I personally, for no rhyme or reason, I love, like, if we can feature a car and it sends people to like Craigslist to look for that car or something similar, like, I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
fun. Um, so, yeah, I mean, short and sweet, but that's kind of what we look for. Like, if you're trying to build something that you think we would look for, that's not it. You know what I mean? You've already, like, missed it. Like, you
Hmm.
do you. You don't worry about what we like or what the other guy likes or what that guy with all those followers is going to think is cool. You just do what you like. And odds are we're probably going to see the beauty in that, or the attraction to it. Another thing, sorry, I'm just talking away here, but another thing that I get a lot is people think it's like it's all about who you know when it comes to a magazine feature, and that's kind of true, but not maybe in the negative connotation that people say it. For example, a lot of the cars that we find and end up featuring come to us from photographers, friends that we have that are photographers across the country. These guys are, I mean, we go out and we try and find cars, of course, and we see cars at events and we, kind of find stuff online through friends and whatnot. But like a lot of it is photographers that come to us going, man, I think I found something that you like, or this car's not done yet, but you're gonna love it. Here's a sample
Yeah.
picture, or something like that. So in the end, a magazine is a business and it's art, but it's also on a timeline. So we have to hit
Yeah.
timelines. We have to find content. So our heart might be in the right place. Might want to feature, this guy over here, but if we can't find a photographer, if he lives, in some podunk place, not that there's anything wrong with it, but we don't have a network of photographers there, and we get hung up or we get photos that we can't really use, like, we got to fill up the magazine, you know?
That's
So,
the most frustrating, man, when we get an awesome car and you get the pictures and they're not usable. That is so
but it's a
frustrating.
catch-22 because we don't want to
Yeah,
be one of them magazines that uses like one of three photographers. We want to
yeah,
be the magazine that gives people a shot. And
everybody.
sometimes the downside of that is it doesn't work out. And
Mhm.
just because a shoot doesn't work out doesn't mean like the photographer's shit. Like sometimes it just
There's
doesn't work.
circumstances.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that have to go right or can go wrong to make something not really work out. And but anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, if you were trying to get featured, it would absolutely be ideal if you could facilitate some sort of a shoot, right? So if you hit us up and you say, "Dude, here's my car," like it's almost done or it's done, and then you have like a friend and you can show me some of his photography work, or you have a couple of friends or a couple of options. When I say facilitate, I don't mean like you got to pay it or he's got to do it for free. Like, we do pride ourselves that we pay. We don't,
Just arrange it.
just help us make it as easy on the magazine as possible, right? Like, kind of have a little bit of that set up so that if we say, man, I love it, like, let's try and do it. Where are you located? You can be like, dude, I'm here. I've got this guy. I've talked to him. He's ready to go. We can have this thing shot next Tuesday if you want it. Like, that's perfect. So yeah, that's kind of, a big part of it for us because obviously there's a ton of radical cars out there, man. There's so much
Yeah.
more that we want to do that kind of gets stuck between the cracks a lot. And it's not because we lose interest. It's just because, it gets difficult and it just falls between the cracks.
And we have a solid network of photographers that we know and trust, and we like their stuff, and they know what Wooly likes and doesn't like. So they're definitely huge assets to us. But we're always looking for more. I mean, in our profession, can't have enough freelance photographers beating down your door with features.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we rely on for content because we can't be at every event. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it. If you wanted some sort of formula, I'm sorry. It's literally just, like...
There's more to it, though. At least for our magazine, the less you whore out your car online, the more interested we will be in.
That is a good point, yes. If you want to expand on that. Like, people sometimes don't realize, like, we have people that hit us up that are like, oh man, I wanted to know if you'd feature my car. And then to like build up their car's reputation, they tell us about all the other features they've had. And it's like, well, I mean, I know like that if it's been on the cover of Super Street in June, we don't want it in September. Like,
Don't want it.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So just so y'all know, like that's kind of a big thing, like magazines or digital, whatever it is. A lot of times, they don't want it hoard out everywhere because what's the value in it, But
Because at the end of the day, we are content creators. We're trying to create original content. And if your car has already been 1,000 pictures on Instagram and it's been in Super Street or D Sport or whatever, what good is that going to do for our business? And 9 times out of 10, our readers who pick up the magazine have already seen it or read about it somewhere else. I mean, what's the good in us giving them that content?
It happens all the time, man. There's a lot of cars that, I'm like, yeah, I know that car. I love that car. That car's awesome. But unless you've been under a rock, you've seen that. If you have the internet, you've seen it. You know what I mean? So, like, what's the point in us putting all that together? Yeah. So, and then another thing, most of the photographers know this, but the average dude may not have thought about it, is if your car does get shot, you got to kind of keep those photos a little bit close to the chest.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out and share them everywhere. Now, a teaser is encouraged, like, oh, dang, I'm so excited we got our car shot for X whatever magazine, like, that's cool because you're kind of, whatever, pumping up the magazine a little bit and getting people psyched about it. That's cool. But what we've had happen in the past is somebody posted a picture from a shoot, because they were excited, and then one of these giant Facebook pages stole the picture like they do and went and got 70,000 likes, and we're like, dude, we don't want it. You know, like
that will kill a feature so fast.
Kill the shoot. So,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, just be aware of that.
Another thing, you got to drive your car. Like we don't like garage queens, trailer queens, dyno queens. That's not really our shtick. In this newest issue, I'm kind of looking at it right here in my purview. It's opened up to a spread because my kid was looking at it earlier of 3 gnarly C5 Corvettes that are, not exactly everybody's cup of tea, but they are beat to shit. They get driven like crazy, and we like that kind of stuff. Like we like for our readers to read the magazine, see the pictures, and go, I would like to drive one of those cars.
Yeah.
Not just I'd like to have one of those and keep it as a collectible. Like I'd like to beat the crap out of that car.
For us, like, cars are a living thing. They kind of have a soul. And if you're just building it for a magazine, or you're not driving it, it's not ideal. And I'm not here to say, look, you could call us a hypocrite, because I'm sure in the past 12 years we've featured those kind of cars.
Sure.
Whether on purpose or sometimes by accident. Sometimes, sometimes we get pictures and we get so freaking psyched on it, and then, come to find out, oh, man, I wish this was a little bit, more of a real car and not a freaking trailer queen or whatever. I would add to that for our magazine, equally as important is that the owner has to be cool. I know that's been said before kind of about us. I take that as a huge compliment, but, like, it's true, man. We have featured shitbox cars because the owner was awesome and embodied everything that, got me so hooked on this culture to begin with. And we've passed on really nice cars because they were, I don't want to say the owner was phony, but it's just, it was a bit shallow. The whole thing is, it's a bit whatever, like marketable, and if that makes sense. That's not what we're looking for, man. Like, our job is to represent and to show the best parts of this culture. And for us, it's not necessarily the nicest cars out there, or it's not the cars with the best parts, or we try and go a little bit deeper than that, and it's a lot more about heart. So yeah, that's it, man. So if you want to know what gets you featured, do something freaking crazy, do it for you, and put your freaking heart into it. And then show it to us and make us believe.
Make me care.
Yeah. That's the other good thing about photographers too, y'all, because, like, a good photographer will pitch the car. And we've got a lot of, friend photographers over the years, and they're freaking, I don't even know if they know that they're doing it, but they're really good at being like, dude, this car, okay, look, before I show you the car, I got to tell you the story. This guy, and so he has you so psyched on the person that by the time they show you the car, I'm like, I love it. I love everything about it. Let's do it, So, I don't know. Yeah, it is. But they're not trying to be salesmen. It's just, it's cool photographers and cool people, and I don't know. That's kind of what we look for, man. So I guess that's it. It's short, but we can drag it out if y'all are bored, but we kind of said it. So,
that's all I got.
Yeah, listen to an older one or something. Okay, we're out.
Night, guys.